everyone, and welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. I can't believe it's 2023 already, but the new year is here and I'm very excited, and I am also feeling very reflecting on my past year. And you guys have asked me very juicy and very good and thoughtful questions on my Instagram stories. So if you left your question there, then chances are they're going to be all answered in today's video. I just went through all of them and I will answer all of them in today's video. I have decided to kind of structure this as like a little get ready with me. So I'm going to answer all of your questions whilst we create this makeup look together. So I hope that you enjoy it, and I'll say let's go. Okay, so I'm going to start barefaced with the first question, and that was, what's your favorite YouTube you made in 2022? I did make a lot of YouTube videos, so I'll have to quickly look up which one is my favorite. I've done a lot of vlogs and travel videos, and I've also gotten a lot of hauls and how to style and like shopping edits. I will have to say my two favorite ones, I think my girly pink guide to London, because it's the weekend, I think it's the first weekend I spent with Molly. And it was just so much fun, and I just love watching it back. And we also met Frances and her sister again, and it was just so nice. And I created like this Google Maps link with my favorite spots that we visited on that weekend. So if you're going on a girly weekend, you definitely all sort it out. So I really love that one. I watch it back so often. We just had the best time. And then the other one I would say is my capsule wardrobe. I made a video on how to build a capsule wardrobe for autumn, like specifically autumn winter, and I love that video so much. I did put a lot of effort into it as well, because I set up the lights, I set up the rail, I don't know, I like my outfit in the video, I love the lighting, and the editing I did a bit more effort in there, so I really love that video. So next question, how do you afford the more expensive items? Santini, Flossy by Freddy, does your job pay so good? So we're definitely down to the more intense questions, which require a bit of makeup. So I'm starting with the Pixie primer for this one. So to answer this, if you don't know me or if you're new on here, basically I work a full-time job. I'm a corporate communications manager, and I also do uni besides that, and obviously my YouTube and my Instagram, which also just reminds me that I need a mirror to get the rest of my makeup on. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I'm back with the mirror and back to the question. So you have to understand that I've been working for a couple of years now, because I started my job I think in 2019, so I already have like 4 years of experience in that job, and then I was working in a different department of that same company or a similar company, it's not really the same, for I think 2.5 years before that. So I do have quite experience in my job, which means that I don't get the highest payment, but I also don't get like the minimum payment anymore, and I've worked myself up. But yeah, I would definitely not say that I am like a high paid professional that can just afford a lot of luxury things. The reason why I buy more expensive, or how I afford more expensive items, is I try to make more conscious decisions and try to buy less but better. I would say that my mindset has changed quite a lot, especially during the past 2 years, that I definitely didn't want to invest that much or put that much money into fast fashion anymore, and I just want to like spend my hard-earned money on things that I know I will love for years. And you also have to understand that fashion obviously is very important to me, which is why I probably spend more than other people on it. So to conclude, so what I'm trying to say is I do have an income which allows me to pay for certain things, but on the other hand I also try to shop a bit more like considerably and mindful. And for example, the Santini coat, I know I will wear that forever, so that definitely justified the purchase, because it's been on my wish list forever and I know I'll wear it forever. I have a thing for coats, and I always think to myself, for example, once I'm a mom, I will not be able to spend that kind of money on fashion anymore, because I will literally have to spend it on my kids. And as long as I am able to do that and to spend it on things that I will love then as well, just as much as I do now, and I can wear them then I can save spending money on future fast fashion items, because I won't need them, because I already made great choices in the past, which is now. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is kind of how I justify these purchases. And with Flossie by Freddie, for example, the first 2 dresses that I bought, I love them. I wear them so often, and I definitely think that was a good choice, even if they're a bit more expensive. But on the other hand, I do have to say that, for example, the Blair Waldorf ice skating outfit, I really just bought because I wanted something like this since I was like 13 and watched Gossip Girl. And I know I will love this for a long time, because I've been loving it already for such a long time, even before it launched. Like, I just wanted something that was really like this. So I afford my purchases by restraining a lot of the times from fast fashion purchases. So for example, if I see something at Zara that I like for like $39.99, I will think to myself, is this going to make me happier than the Santini coat? Like, am I happily gonna wait this like £40 or $39.99 mark until I reach the Santini coat? Like, if I was to buy the Santini coat right now and $39.99 would be missing, would I rather spend it on this? And then, like, if the answer is no, which most of the times, like 9 times out of 10 it is, then I will not buy the Zara item and directly put these $39.99 into a fund for that luxury purchase that's on my wish list. And once I have that money set aside, I will go and do it. And another reason for it was also because due to Brexit, it just made sense to buy it now, as long as they still pay the customs that are charged if you order anything from the UK. Okay, next question. How do you manage everything so well? Making content, university, working, and everything. That is a tricky question, because yeah, obviously my life is kind of all over the place. So I work 40 hours a week, and then I go to university for my master's degree, which means that sometimes I have lectures on campus, sometimes they'll be online, but they're like usually twice a week. So Friday evenings and Saturday mornings till like afternoon are reserved for university. The good thing is I only have to write reports, which means I can schedule the time pretty well of when I do them and like kind of make it fit into my life. And then with my blogging, I have to say, especially over the past year, I really focused on taking content when I'm away. So that means when I go and spend a weekend in London or in Paris or in New York, or when I'm on vacation, I will take most of my content then, because chances are you're going out during the day, then I'll shoot something in that outfit. Then sometimes we go back home and we change, for example, when we go out again in the afternoon, or I don't know, we just, you know, you kind of wear more than one outfit when you're on holiday during one day. So yeah, and then you mostly go out in the evenings as well, and then you can take content there as well. So I focus on doing that, which means that in a little amount of time I could produce a lot of content that then I could use during probably the entire next month until I'm like on another trip again, because in my day-to-day life it is really difficult to squeeze it in, and sometimes I do want to make that like more relatable content and be like, that's what I do today, but truth is, like, I don't really catch up with it. Like, it's just impossible for me to do that. So that's kind of how it worked out so well, because everything's block-wise. Like, I have my job every single day, then on Fridays and Saturdays I have my university, and then when I'm away on weekends, and we have weekends of uni because it's not every single Saturday, it's like every second or something, then I will shoot my content, and then yeah, obviously all of the preparing and scheduling and posting takes a lot of time as well, but I can do that in the evenings when I sit on the couch and I'm like really lazy. Then I'll just, you know, open my Planoly and start preparing my posts. So that's how I do this one way. How do you stay so positive? Question is, I truly don't know. I would say it's been quite a journey of for me, because usually I'm pretty much a pessimist. Like, I try to believe the best things, but I always end up imagining the worst case scenarios and being like very afraid of entering any scenario that I haven't pictured its worst case of. And yeah, so I think every time something happens, it's kind of my mindset that everything happens for a reason. And even if like everything seems not fair or just horrible at the time, I always think like the least that came out of it is that now if I was again in the situation, I could react calmly, and that is growth, and growth is never bad. So that's like my worst case scenario I now try to see of things, and that what really helps me to stay positive. But I do have my downtimes. I have my lifetime crises where I just cry and I'm overwhelmed of how I can manage everything and not knowing what to do. So I have both sides, definitely. What are your 5 favorite clothing brands? Okay. Ooh, that one's actually tricky. I would say I would say my number 1 favorite would definitely be the And Other Stories, because I just buy most of their things, and they're like pretty much the only brand I really have no hesitation buying, just because they bring their things back every single season, and that for me means that they do very conscious designs, and they don't do these like fast fashion designs that are not in trend next year or that you won't like next year. They're always like pretty classy and pretty timeless, so you can wear them over and over again, which definitely makes the purchase decision better. And also they are so much better in quality than like H&M, for example, or Zara. I don't know what it is, but their materials, they're always lined. I don't know, I think they're always a very good like value for your money, even though they are more expensive, but they have sales as well. So I have never bought anything from And Other Stories that I didn't love. So I would definitely say that is pretty much one of my favorites. And then I would say Ted Baker. I love Ted Baker. I could buy everything from them. I love that they're like so cute and unapologetically girly, because everything has bows and the quality is really nice. And yeah, I just love Ted Baker. It's like one of those brands that really make you feel special without breaking the bank. Like, they're definitely more expensive, but you can definitely get away with a few Ted Baker pieces. And I feel like they are also great if you have like a workwear wardrobe as well. So you can transition easily from like your everyday lifestyle to your workwear lifestyle. Then I would have to say, oh, that's tricky. Probably like a mixture of Sandro and Self Portrait. Even though I don't own a lot of their pieces, I do love a lot of their pieces. And they are quite expensive, so I always try to buy these off Vinted or Depop or something. So that's 3. 2 more to go. I would probably say something like Selfridge. Again, I don't own a lot of their pieces, but I love a lot of their designs, and I like every time I buy something from them, I do love it so much, and I wear it for so many years, and then I always get questions on where these pieces are from. So Selfridge is definitely one of my places to go. And then the last 2, I really don't want to say Zara and H&M, because I'm really trying to get away from like fast fashion, but truth is they do very good pieces sometimes, and you can get really affordable things that, you know, are still timeless and that you can wear again and again, and that are just like functioning as building blocks. So I kind of have to put them in, although I kind of don't want to But yeah, I want to move on to the next question. So that is that. Do you plan to take a course later? Maybe fashion advice, nutrition, etc. I do not have any plans on doing anything like that. But I would say never. Maybe. I definitely wouldn't like 100% say no, but it's definitely not in my plans. Any YouTube channels you recommend? That is actually pretty tricky because I'm a stuck record and I just keep watching the same YouTube channels I've been watching for like 10 years now. But what I would say is definitely, if you don't already, don't watch Molly's videos because she's so sweet, and yeah, I just love that I have friends who do the same thing, and that, you know, if I don't know what to watch, I can just watch my friends. And I did really get into Kate Hutchins' videos lately, so I would say her as well. But yeah, if you have any recommendations, let me know, because otherwise I'm a stock record. How do you keep your private life private while being active on social media? Definitely, this is something that I honestly struggle with, and not because I manage to keep it private, because sometimes I don't want to. And okay, to answer this question short, I would say focus on what it is that you want to share, and in my case that's always fashion and outfit inspiration. That's what I want to share, so that's what I share. And sometimes I throw in a little bit of food or a little bit of life update, but I never share, like, I don't show my boyfriend on here, I don't show my friends in any of my Instagram posts, other than like exceptions I make for those friends that also are present on social media or that also post a lot. But I would never post any of my like private life friends or like my family, except they say they would like want to, but I would never like ask them to. So that is one thing of how I manage to do that, and I'm actually happy I do that, because I still feel like my private life is my private life, and I never got that struggle of like anyone who shares a lot of their private life online. But at the same time, sometimes I ask myself if that is maybe creating a distance or resulting in a lack of like not credibility, but how do you say it? Like, you want to be relatable, and if you don't share your personal life, then I feel like people can quickly feel like you're not, or they make very quick assumptions about you, or like about me only caring about fashion and style, whereas that is totally not the case, but it's the only thing that I share. So that's kind of a downside to it as well. How much money do you spend on clothes? Do you have a budget? Okay, so like I said earlier, I do have an income which is alright, I would say. I don't have a set budget. Like, I don't say, okay, I'm going to spend 200 or 300 euros or 100 euros. I really just think about, does this piece really make me happy, and does it really add to me? And for example, if I buy something that is more expensive, at least like if I buy something that is 100 euros or more, I'm not gonna buy anything else the entire month. Just because I think, yeah, otherwise it's like, if it doesn't make you happy on its own, then it's probably not worth the money. And that is, for example, a price point of where I say dresses. For example, Forever New is one of my favorite brands as well, because they have the best dresses. But for example, the Forever New dresses that I own, they were around 100 and 150 euros, and I wear them a lot. I love them, and every time I do, I get compliments on them. So I would rather buy one of them and then be happy for like 1.5 months to not spend any more money, and yeah, kind of make it work like that. So that's kind of a rule I have, but other than that, I don't really restrict myself, because I feel like I do make quite good choices, and I actually feel like I spend better money that way than when I'm just like not thinking about it and ordering a lot of stuff on Zara. So yeah, that's that. Love your British accent. Love your British accent. What part of England do you live in? Well, thank you. I don't think I have a British accent because I feel like Netflix taught me English. And mostly that's American accent, isn't it? So yeah, and sometimes I get like, I don't know who it was, but someone in my like from my, I don't even remember, but someone once said to me that I have a German accent, and I have no idea what a German accent sounds like, but if I do, then I'm sorry. But I do not live in England, I do live in Germany, which is why I have this wonderful German accent. But thank you, I'm happy if someone thinks it sounds just anywhere near as posh as a British accent, then I'm happy with that. Do you know any other languages? Pretty much not. I have a bit, like I can speak a bit of Italian and a bit of French, but it's really not good. It's like enough to order something to eat and order a coffee, say who I am, or that I'm a tourist on vacation, but it's really not a lot of use. So I don't, but I would love to get some like French lessons again, because I would really love to speak better French. So if any one of my friends is watching and interested in joining me, then let me know. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I do. But I'm not gonna share his name or his picture or anything. But yeah, we are very happy and we've been together for like almost 6 years now. So yeah. How did you start this fashion account and your advice for people who want to start with this journey? So how I started was basically in lockdown, and I started by setting up this ridiculous rail in front of my dressing table, and I would start with a try-on haul in which I didn't even try on any of the clothes. So it was a bit ridiculous, and if you watch back the video, I think it's so cringe. And I definitely don't have the ability to speak freely back then. I quickly have to do the liner. So what was the question again? How to start with this? So basically I started in lockdown. So what I would say is, if you really want to start, then sit down, take a piece of paper, take your iPad or whatever, and write down what it is exactly that you want to share. Do you really want to share fashion? Do you want to share lifestyle? Because personally I do really like lifestyle accounts, but that also means that you're going to share your private life. Is that something you want? Is that something you're okay and comfortable doing with? And if you just want to share fashion, for example, do you have like enough ideas of what you want to do? You don't have to have like 100 ideas, but you kind of have to be that person that just comes up with things. And if you like even note down 10 things that you could imagine yourself sharing on that platform, then I think you're in a good mindset to start. I would say just talk to a few people that you know you can trust and that will help you, because you obviously need help from people. You need help from someone maybe taking pictures of you. You will need help from people when you feel down and you kind of want to know their opinion. When you're not sure like which picture to post, you need someone to ask. So yeah, talk to a few people so that someone has your back and that you can like do it. And then I would just say start it and see where this journey takes you. But you do have to have like a really long breath, because it takes quite a while to build a community. It takes very long, and it can be quicker for some people. It can take even longer for other people. And I would say like the most important thing is that you don't doubt yourself during that process, because if you're constantly doubting if it's you that's wrong, it's just gonna be very hard. So I would say trust the process, trust that like the community is building, that people eventually will love your style and your whatever it is that you're sharing and will come to you. And yeah, just trust the process in the long run, but yeah, don't expect too much right at the beginning, I would say. Okay, gotta do the second liner. I have to say, you guys ask really, really good questions, because none of them were superficial or anything. Like, they were all really thoughtful. So thank you for everyone who who entered a question. Okay, there are a few from one person. What is the most memorable thing or incident of your 2022? Okay, that's a hard one. Maybe I should have prepared that better, but I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll get back to it later. How to deal with burnouts. Okay, I can relate to that a lot easier because I just recently had one. Not like a real burnout, but like a mental breakdown of, oh my god, how am I gonna cope with everything that I need to do? And usually how I do it is I don't want to advise anyone to do it, but I mute off my phone. I will basically just be for myself for like a few days, like 3 days maybe, or in a week, and I will really just kind of collect my thoughts, step back. I won't answer to any WhatsApps or messages, and I will just be like, okay, what exactly is it that I need to do? What exactly is it that overwhelms me, and why does it overwhelm me? And then when I collect my thoughts, like after a few days, most of the times I will go either to my best friend or my boyfriend, or you know, you could go to your mom, someone you can trust, and be like, hey, I'm really not feeling good because I've got so much to do, if that is the reason why you burned out. And I don't know how to cope with everything. And then, for example, just yesterday, my boyfriend was like, okay, I get you, I understand it. And I was like, can you help me? I need someone to help me organize everything that I need to do, help me make a schedule, a time frame, a timetable for the things that I need to do, so that I get a good feeling again, because then I can structure what it is that I need to do. I can start dealing with the first problem, and then I can check it off, and then I know what's coming, and then I know I'm in time of doing it because I've set the time frame of when I need to do it. And as long as I stick to that, I kind of start to feel calm internally again. So that really helps me. So long story short, take time off for yourself a couple of days, reassess, and then come back when you feel calm and ready to deal with whatever it is that made you feel burnt out or anxious before. What is the best piece of advice you got from anyone? Spontaneously. This again is like such a deep question that you would have to think about it probably, but spontaneously I would say it's something that my boyfriend once told me, and it's like, only people who speak can be helped. And that is so true, because a lot of the times I will have like so many thoughts and problems in my head that I'm not like even sharing with anyone, and then he'll always like, well, how can I help you, or how can anyone help you if you're not even saying what's wrong? And then yeah, so I would say that's definitely true. Whenever you speak up and you say what you want, people will really, really be happy to help you get there. And yeah, so speak up. That would be the best advice. Yeah. How do you balance your life and social media at the same time? I think I kind of answered that before, but I set myself time slots of when I have time for work, when I have time for my blog, when I have time for my university, and when I have time for friends. And I'll always make time for friends. Like pretty much almost every night in the week I will be out with friends, like either on someone's couch watching something, or just like chit-chatting with someone, meeting them for a dinner, or just for a drink, or just grabbing a coffee on like the weekend. So yeah, I will always make time for my friends and family, and then everything else I'll kind of just squish around and see how I can do it. But I'll always set time frames. For example, after work I will go and go to the gym, and then on my way to the gym I will be posting my post, and it's just like those routines that kind of help me keep everything alive. So yeah, that is that. Do you get negative comments on your post? If you get them, how do you handle the negativity? I have to say, thanks to you guys, I have a very loving and supportive community. So I don't get a lot of negative comments. I think I got like 2 or 3 maybe, and then sometimes I get DMs, which most of the times they aren't even that hateful. Like, they are probably just like, they're all respectively written, but sometimes they can be very, very hurtful as well. And the few times that I got it, they really did hurt me. Okay, so how I handle negative comments, I would say, is it's always a bit tricky, because you always have to decide whether you want to give answering that person your energy or not. Because even if they're not like the most hateful messages, it's just negativity to bring to your day. And if it's something, most of the times I know it is, that I know is like not true, and I could easily tell that person that it's not the case and that like there's something different, I would just be like, I know it's not. And as long as I know that everything is fine and that I'm like happy with what I do and how I do it, then I'm okay with it. And I don't need to prove everybody that I'm okay with it. Like, I need to be the person that is okay with it. And as long as I am, okay, it cut me off right there. But as long as I am okay with it, I'm happy. And I don't feel the need to really react to it. But if it is something that is really, really bothering me, I will go and talk to my friends and my boyfriend about it before I do anything else. Because if it is something that is really bringing me down, I want to be in a calm and good state of mind when replying to someone's comment. Because the worst thing that you could do is just like spread more negativity. And if you're in a negative state of mind and you answer that comment, then you're just gonna spread negativity. So I always just try to keep it to myself and reassess it with my friends and my boyfriend, because like the ultimate goal is for me to feel good about it again. And yeah, so that's how I do it if I have to handle it. But it's always tricky, and like if there are negative comments, they do bring you down. Like, there can be 100 good comments and one negative one, and it can really bring you down. But yeah, you just kind of have to trust yourself and your instinct. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so I'm finished with my makeup, but I decided to go for a few more questions. So what brand of tights are you wearing? Okay, so most of the times it will be Wolfwood, because Wolfwood is like one of the only brands that I really trust, that their tights are not gonna rip, because Calcedonia rips so often. And then a lot of the times I will just go into the supermarket for my new tights, because my local supermarket has a really good selection of tights. And I have to say, this year and like the year last year, I would say as well, I really got into tights. I never used to wear them, and now I wear them almost every single day. And then I've got a lot of like woolen and cashmere tights. Those are most likely to be Calcedonia. How much money did you make in comparison to your other job? Okay, so to be honest, I would say it's not a lot. It definitely, in comparison to my regular job, I would say the money that I made through like AdSense and affiliate links are probably what I could make in like 2 or 3 months in my regular job. Or maybe a bit more than that. I'm not 100% sure. I would say it definitely isn't the highest paid job. So if you're in it for the money, then you're not going to be in it for long. Because it does take a lot of time to, first of all, build your audience, and then to be able to at least make any money of it. And if you do, it's most likely going to be just a little bit that is also going to go away for expenses such as a camera, lighting, and all that kind of things. So a lot of it goes away as well, and then you have to pay tax on everything. So even if you're just getting gifted items, you have to pay tax on them. So yeah, I would really say that it doesn't pay that well, but it is it's not really rewarding in a financial way. So yeah, but it does give up some money. So yeah, but I don't use any of that money. I put it all into an extra fund just for this, in case, for example, I need a new laptop or I need a new camera or something. So I don't know 100%, but yeah. Oh, someone asked the moment I was most proud of. That is difficult. That is really difficult. Most proud. I never think I am like feeling 100% proud of what I do. Like, I like it and I don't feel bad about it, but it's not like that I don't know. I always feel like what I do anyone could do. So I think the moment that was definitely most heartwarming for me was probably when I met Frances. And I don't know why exactly her, but the moment, like, the first time we met, it was like at Elan Cafe, and I flew in for her fashion show in London Fashion Week, and I was sat at Elan Cafe, and she came down the stairs, and she was almost crying, like she was getting so emotional, just because she was so happy of my presence. And I could have never thought that, like, me being there as a person could make anyone that happy. And then her mom and her sister came, and they were exactly like that as well, and they were all so nice and kind, and they were like, oh, I always watch your videos, and I was like, God, you spent a lot more time with me than I thought anyone would ever do. So, and without me even knowing. So yeah, that was probably one of the moments I felt most overwhelmed. And yeah, I did get a lot of like direct messages from you being like, you've helped me so much with my style, or you really thank me for, or you tell me a story of what happened in your life, and then how something that I said or taught you changed that or helped you. And those are like the messages that I find most heartwarming, but I've never seen like any one of you in real life, so that's probably what came closest to it, and that's why I feel so strong about this moment. So yeah, maybe that. And then in my other life, I would say it's probably my graduation, because I did put a lot of effort into that. And I got, like, once I got an award for being the state best marketing executives, like after my trainee program. And I did feel very proud of that moment as well. So yeah, I would say that. Okay, next question. Your favorite video? Mine was the shoe collection. Oh, I honestly wouldn't have thought that. I honestly, like, my shoe collection, I hated that. I didn't hate it, but it was so time consuming in filming it, because I had to try all of them on, and it just took forever. But I would say, my favorite video would probably be one of the twos that I mentioned before from last year. And then my favorite video that I think I've ever done, weirdly, is my Pamela Rife review video. I don't know, I just put so much thought and effort into it, and when I watch it back, I'm still so thrilled about the editing that I'm just like, I made this, and yeah, then I'm really happy. But yeah. Top 5 outfits of the year. Okay, okay, that is difficult, and I was not prepared for that, so I'll have to look up some of my Lightroom photos. One outfit okay, this is definitely one of my top 5s. It's this one. I will blend it in on the screen, but it's a photo I took in front of the Dior store with Molly, and I am so in love with this outfit. Another one I really loved was this one with the white dress. Again, I'm gonna insert a picture, but I really love this dress, and I think it looks absolutely phenomenal, and it's the cutest dress. So yeah, I felt like a princess in it, and yeah, I did. Okay, I think another one would be this one, which I took in Bryant Park in New York, and this is with my Burberry pleated skirt, which I got on Depop or Vinted. And I just love this outfit because it's so casual, but it looks so glamorous, but it's at the same time so easy to wear, and I just felt like 100% myself in it, so I would definitely include this one. Okay, I've got another summer photo that I actually really loved, and And it was a pair of like white shorts from Self Portrait. Oh, I've got one in front of the pink wall. Okay, I'll share that with you. So I had that one and I wore that a lot in LA, and it's like this white top from In Other Stories and these white shorts from Self Portrait with my Coach bag, and it's just such a chic summer look. I've been wearing this one a lot and I really, really loved it. Okay, can we count like this one as a half, because it's very similar to the one in Bryant Park. But it's like my Burberry skirt with the Prada jumper that I got off Vinted and my loafers, because that was pretty much my autumn uniform. I love this one. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna say this one, because I really love this jumper and I wear it a lot, and from London. Okay, this one's definitely coming in my top as well. It's this one. A lot. Okay, so I'm gonna stop because otherwise I'm gonna get caught up in too many outfits. Do you like ballet flats? Yes, I love ballet flats. I've recently rediscovered them. I would say I haven't worn them in such a long time, but I always used to wear them in school, and I did buy myself a pair of these like Tory Burch ballet flats this year, and then during Cyber Week I also bought myself a pair of these like Chanel style ballet flats, which I haven't styled up a lot so far, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing that. So I'm happy that ballet flats are coming back into fashion. How do you manage your time for everything? Okay, so there seem to be a lot of like time related questions. So yeah, if you have any, like if you want a proper like plan a day with me or something, or like how to like productivity video, then let me know. Will you travel to Canada? Oh, I would honestly love to. Canada is definitely on my wish list of travel destinations. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this year, because I already have got some plans for this year. But yeah, I would love to, maybe in the future. Or like, how do you get jobs from different brand and how much do you get paid for it? I would love to see your Pinterest saves. Okay, my Pinterest saves I don't have yet, so I'm sorry for that. But I can show you my Pinterest board from winter, like from this winter, from this Christmas season. That's the last one that I created, and I pretty much loved it, and I think I recreated most of it. But yeah, it really just set the tone, set my inspo. I love creating these kind of boards. And regarding brand jobs, how do you get them from different brands? Well, it pretty much depends. Sometimes they will just email me or they will send me a DM, and sometimes I'll reach out to them if I see a brand that I think like really suits me or that I would love to try, then I will reach out to them. But most of the times they reach out to me, they write me emails and say that they want to collaborate with me, and then I look at their profiles and kind of test the product and see if it is something that I like, and if I do, then I'll go ahead and be like, okay, we can work together. And how much I get paid for it really depends on what it is, whether it's in a YouTube video, an integration, or whether it's an Instagram post or reel, or sometimes they just want stories, which, yeah, obviously pays very differently. So there's not a set amount of due, but I would say it can be anything pretty much between 100 and 1,000, but it obviously depends on how many deliverables there are and how much it is that you need to do. So, yeah, I would say something like that. But honestly, I'm the worst person for advice like that. Do you wear tan tights or bare legs usually? Okay, so most of my outfits that I wear during autumn and winter, if you see me wearing skirts and bare legs, it's always a tan or flush colored tight. Pair of tights underneath, because otherwise it's just too cold. And I would have to say, like 2 years ago I would have said bare legs all the way, but now I'm really into tights, so I would say I pretty much always prefer tights, just because they make your legs look like airbrushed. It's like kind of nicer because all of the fabric, like with the skirt and your socks and your boots and everything, it just all blends in a bit nicer. So I would definitely say now I'm team tights for some reason. Okay, so these are all the questions. I think I managed to answer most of them. If you now still have any questions that I didn't answer so far, then make sure to leave them down in the comments and I will answer them there. And if you stick with me all the way till the end, then I'll say thank you so much for watching, and I really just want to say thank you for being with me throughout the past year and pretty much since I started. I am so grateful to have you guys on here and to have this community, to have the love that you share and that you give to me, and that I just hope I can help you in any sort of way and kind of lighten your day or help you with your fashion advice or whatever it is. That's the reason that you follow me. But I will just say thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!